Here we are. Hello, everybody. We should be live. Should be able to hear us. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
There we go. Yay.
Sweet.
Excellent. So welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name is Patricia Meredith, and I am an author of historical mystery books. And this is my husband, Andrew D. Meredith, who is an author of epic fantasy. And both of us are crazy LOTR nerds. So we love the books, we love the movies, and we're so excited to have you all join us tonight. I am especially honored to be joined by several leading booktubers across the booktubing world. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell us why you like Lord of the Rings?
Who you wanted me to start?
Andrew.
She said leading, not lagging, Andrew. That obviously means you.
Sorry, Andrew. Wizard. This is a wizard over here. This is
I can just go, I can.
Good.
So I'm Andrew of Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and I love J.R.R. Tolkien's works. The Hobbit is one of the first kind of stories that I kind of dug my teeth into. I recently just did a reread, and I loved it. It's perfection. It's flawless. And I love these works. So here we go.
And you run a channel, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what this YouTube thing is.
Yeah,
I was
never
just
reads
asked
books,
to be
ever.
here. No one's heard of me.
You
I
don't outread all of them.
right.
I
Yeah.
don't review books at Andrew's Wizardly Reads. And so.
All right, Tori.
Hey guys, I'm Tori from the YouTube channel Tori Talks, where I also review mostly fantasy and a smattering of other things. Lord of the Rings was kind of the movies were one of my gateways into fantasy in general, and kind of blew my mind when I saw them when I was 11 for the first time. And they're still probably my favorite movies of all time. And I'm very excited to actually get through the entire 3 movies in a row for once.
Exactly. And Nico.
Well, hi, I'm Nico from Nico's Book Reviews. This is my wife, Layla. Also big fans of the movies. And I actually, it took me a while to convince her to actually watch the movies. And then it became, she loved them so much, we actually do a rewatch like every year around Christmas. So
Awesome.
Hasn't been that long since our last one, but really excited to do this in chat. You have anything you want to say? No. Okay. I figured I'd offer, but I review books also.
Yeah.
So the way it's going to work, for those of you at home,
Yes.
we're all going to sync up our movies and watch them on our own. And we're all going to be chatting this whole time, just like you're watching one of the commentaries on the DVDs, right?
Right. So live BookTuber commentary.
Yep. So ahead of time, if you want to go ahead and hit pause and hold on to that, and then we'll do a countdown when we're all ready, and we'll do a 10-second countdown, and we'll all play at the same time. We will also keep a banner running of what scene we're in. So if you do step away or you pause it and have to go do something, you can come back and you'll know where we're at based on the banner below.
Exactly. So I meant to push that. Make sure you subscribe to everybody. All of these channels are awesome and amazing, and we'll be joined by some others later in the week. But we're hoping that we can consistently have some good commentary going.
This will be 6-night event, right? So tonight
Yes.
we're just going to be watching the beginning of Lord of the Rings
Yes.
through the point when Pippin says, "Where are we going?"
Yes.
And that's when we're gonna
That's right.
pause.
That's
So-
right. And that's where the first DVD ends. So yeah, we are all watching the extended version.
Mhm.
So if you're not watching the extended version, you might have a couple seconds to
You'll be missing out.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yes, you'll be missing out
You'll
a
have
lot.
15 minutes of downtime.
That's
You will
right,
be
yeah.
saving hours of your time.
That's right. And then real quick before we get going, we are doing a giveaway. So if you are here live with us, you can enter for the giveaway to win a copy of each of our books. Just behind us. Oh, just the first ones.
Yep.
So behind us. So Butcher Baker Candlestick Taker is the first in the Spokane Clock Tower Mysteries. And then we've got
So good.
thank you. And then Deathless Beast is the first in the Collation Saga by Andrew.
So good.
So good.
And Thrice, the first in the Needle and Leaf adventures. And the sequel is coming out
In 1 month.
In 1 month.
Fourscored is the title. Fourscored comes out on 4/4.
That's right.
4 squared for
That's
4.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's
I need to
coming
get
soon.
on that. I need
You
to
So-
do
can
that.
enter every night you're here.
Yes.
So we'll be at the end of the night. We'll do some tallying and checking on everybody who has marked down our word of the day. We're gonna say
So
every
in the
night you
live
can
chat,
enter and
yeah.
improve your chance to win.
Right. So in the live chat, you need to write one ring to rule them all.
In quotes.
Right. And then you can be entered to either win a print version of all 3, an ebook version of all 3, or an audiobook version of all 3.
Your choice.
So the ebook and audiobook versions are open to international, to worldwide, and the print, unfortunately, is only open to US right now. But if you want to enter to win, all 3 of them, go ahead and put put 1, 2, 3 after one ring to rule them all in the chat, and we'll come through and we'll make sure that your names are entered, and we'll do the drawing on the final night. So hopefully that's giving people a chance to kind of drizzle in. Yeah. And Alan, you're supposed to be here with us. Come on.
He's on.
I wasn't going to call him out, but I'm glad
you can come tomorrow, Alan. It's fine too.
You can come on whenever.
Yes, we're doing it for 6 nights. So if you miss out tonight, you can always log in later.
Doesn't he have the link?
He does.
He does.
But he's also doing sprints right now.
That's
so
true.
We can do both.
I was going to say sprints. He could productivity watch The Lord of the Rings. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that's productive.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's see. Is that everything on my list? I think that's it.
All right.
Are we ready?
Is everybody queued up? Are you ready
Yep.
to go?
Yep. I see New Line Cinema right here.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
Oh, I haven't clicked play movie yet.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. So wait for you to gear it up, and then we'll count down. Ready?
Waiting for New Line Cinema. Okay, there we go.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Oh, right. Nico's getting ready to push the button.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
10, 9,
8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it, Nico.
All right.
He pushed it early and then was like, "Oh
I
man,
paused.
apparently he forgot how to count, guys."
You'll just be off a whole second. All right.
Uh,
So the next
That
night
whole
we'll have to
second's
learn
a
how to
deal
count it
breaker.
in Elvish or something.
Yeah,
We'll
there
have
we
to
go.
do a different
Yeah.
language every night.
In black speech.
I
No,
think we're a
that's
few
not allowed.
seconds behind, but that's okay.
I gotta get used to subtitles.
Yeah. Well, then you can't hear the beautiful music either. That's half the movie.
Yeah, but
But
laws, copyright.
I
infringement.
know. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's worth it. All right.
Well, my DVD program crashed, so I'll be right there.
Oh no. Okay.
We're off to a swimming start.
It's great.
That's okay.
Lord of the Rings just popped up.
Our
Boom.
screen is still black. Oh, there we go. Now we've got
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. So actually, we're a second behind you.
Oh no.
I'm so glad they switched this to Galadriel doing this scene. It was going to
This
be
is such an epic
Gandalf
opener.
originally.
I think it was supposed to be Gandalf originally.
So, question: would you guys have preferred it more if they had actually done like ring smithing instead of casting?
Is there a difference? Sorry, is there a difference?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Making jewelry. There's tons of videos on the internet. It's really cool. It's really cool watching people make jewelry.
So casting is where because they have a mold.
Yeah, they have a mold and they pour the metal in.
Right.
It's just a stylistic choice that I'm
Yeah.
just posing a question.
Yeah.
Like for the One Ring, it makes sense that it's cast. It's like all one piece.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, that again, it would look a little bit more rough.
Especially if are the elven rings, are they lost wax or are they rot? Would be the
You said
question,
lost.
right?
You said lost wax, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if they did lost wax, which would work for Dwarven maybe. Well, Dwarves would be more likely to do. I mean, I don't know. Both Dwarves and elves would be more likely to do a rot style of twisted metal.
I don't know. It was just an idea. Just kind
Yeah.
of something that popped into my head.
That's
Of course,
a good
then the
question.
question is when if he's doing a lost wax for the One Ring, how did he imbue the mold itself to put the magical words into it, or is that put in later?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is fantasy. I was just asking.
It is fantasy.
I've been told I need to stop thinking so analytically.
It's
No.
not fantasy.
You
Wizard.
no,
It's not.
I
Exactly,
doubt
it's
it.
not fantasy. It's a history.
No.
That's right. This is the history of
That's
our
why
world.
this one is so much better than the Hobbit. Sorry, I said that.
I'm not arguing.
I told you not to tell people you like The Hobbit on the street.
I like The Hobbit.
I'm out of here.
I like the realism of Lord of the Rings. I like that it's
Yeah.
really people wearing all that stuff instead of the CGI.
I like that they were able to get
I
20,000
agree.
extra for this scene.
That's impressive,
Yeah.
right? 20,000. I didn't
I
know
just
that many
saw
people
Hobbit
lived in New
first.
Zealand.
What's that?
I just saw the Hobbit movies first. He was like, "Do you want to go see this movie with me?" I'm like, "Gross. That sounds terrible. Why would I want to go see that?" And then I like counted down to like there was the first one, and then I counted down for the second one, and was like dragging him to the theater to see the third one.
Because I
And
was
then-
like, it was okay, but it was no Lord of the Rings. Like, we have to go see it.
And I was like, I highly doubt Lord of the Rings is that good. And I'm like, okay, it's pretty good, and I really, really like him. But I don't know, Hobbit just like really sticks with me. I don't like Elijah Wood, so it's kind of hard to get over.
See, when I saw this, I was only 16, so I had a huge crush on Elijah Wood. Like, I knew his birthday and everything. So
I'm 40 and I still have a crush on Aragorn. So
yeah, see now I'm older. So now I'm
Anyone
like,
who-
what was I thinking, Elijah Wood? Yeah, I love Aragorn. But we've also met Viggo Mortensen. So
I've
that's
met him.
high on that.
Yeah.
We met him when we saw Captain Fantastic.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a cool little detail I never noticed. So as
What?
Sauron is pulling in and you see the circle come in, the elf's hair actually pulls in
Yes.
first. And then when he explodes, then the hair reverses direction. I think
That's
that's really
awesome.
cool. I never noticed that.
Are you guys on the concerning hobbits with the map yet?
No,
Okay.
Isildur's got the ring where I'm at.
I'm just
The
gonna
ring
pause
passed
here.
through Isildur.
Okay.
With
Yes.
this
Yeah, we're
one
still in the
chance
prologue.
to
We're
destroy
still-
evil
yeah.
forever.
Yeah, like the ring is getting small. Yeah, now he's in the forest.
Isildur
Fun
is the
fact.
original edgelord.
A fun fact: there was once, I don't even remember what kind of cereal, but once there was a one ring that was a prize in a cereal box that I had. And I used to have one, and I don't know whatever happened to it, but it was like
I think
actually
I had
metal.
that one too. I remember
Yeah.
having that. My mom made me get rid of it.
Probably fell
Coolest
apart
cereal
forever,
box
Nico.
toy ever.
Yeah, back when cereal boxes were actually cool.
Yes.
Exactly.
Not just
And gave you cool stuff. I had a spoon that lit up. Coolest thing
Yes.
ever. They don't make that anymore. It's not
Speaking
a ring,
of things
but...
that light up, Andrew. Andrew
Huh?
has something that lights up. Wizard.
Oh.
Sorry. Wizard. No, wizard.
Yeah, your sting.
You have something? There it is.
It's
Oh my
so
gosh,
cool.
why don't I have one of those? That's so
Wait,
I got this for helping a friend move.
Miko,
I found this
Nico.
underneath
that
his.
husband.
Oh
You need
my
to get her a
goodness.
sting.
I'll
I
get on
got
it.
this
I'll
for
get on
helping a
it.
friend move. Basically, I found it underneath his bed, and I said, "What is this doing underneath your bed?" And he was just like, "Oh, I don't know. I forgot about it." I was like, "This is the price of me helping you move out of your parents' house." You don't deserve a glow in the dark sting.
Who?
My friend who I helped move.
Oh, I thought you were
Not
saying
not
me, and I'm like, I'll take it.
I mean, that's also true, Layla. You don't deserve sting.
We can add that to the list of things that we're gonna steal when we come visit you.
So when I come there, I'm taking your children and Sting.
I mean, I
I
know where
want
you
the
live.
Janny Ward art.
I was considering
Gollum.
giving you the smaller piece, but I mean, not anymore.
We're almost caught up to you, Tori. Here goes.
We just left Gollum. The old version of Gollum.
Just
Did they
go
go
get
back
my
and
4-day Ray and we'll come
No,
home.
I hope they do.
In the
If they do
extended
an
version?
extended edition.
Yeah.
'Cause I want like 2 more hours.
Oh no! I mean, I thought they didn't they go back after
No,
the
his eyes are still weird. In the
second
cave.
one came out?
More,
Yeah.
Did they pull a Lord Palpatine and redo the CGI?
They
That's
haven't.
yeah, I don't think they did because supposedly, right? They had like one version of Gollum in this one, and then after they did the second one, right? They went back and they changed the art.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was updated for the extended, but maybe not.
Not
Yeah.
from-
You know, Martin Freeman looks nothing like Ian. Is
No.
it Ian Holm?
Ian Holm.
Ian
No,
Holm,
yeah.
yeah. Well, that's
Like
Ian
side
Holm,
by side,
Yeah,
they
Ian Holm.
look nothing alike.
right? But I love Martin Freeman.
But Martin
as
Freeman
Bilbo.
pulled him off
Oh
really
my
well.
gosh!
So good. He was honestly the best part
All
of those
right,
movies.
Tori, we're looking at the map now.
Yes.
Well, that and what's his
Going to the
face?
Shire.
I'm a little
Richard
hungry, I think.
Armitage, who played
Yeah.
Thorin.
Yes.
I
He
love
did a
him.
pretty
a
good
lot.
job.
Very
too.
underrated actor.
I love the behind the scenes of The Hobbit because it's just Martin Freeman giving everybody the bird.
He's a character.
That's one word for it.
Okay,
But I love
I'm
that it was him and Benedict Cumberbatch working together again.
Again.
so good.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'm
All right,
paused
and now
on.
we're in bed again now,
Okay, now we're in
Victoria.
bed
So
again.
I think you're
So
caught up.
I'm
this
on
is our future
Bilbo's-
home.
Bilbo's hand over there and back again right now. I paused.
Okay, I'm looking right at his back.
There we go. There and back again.
Yeah, there.
There it
Cool.
is.
Now
Well,
I'm
he's
finally
writing.
caught up.
Yay! We've always wanted to live in a hobbit hole.
Oh, even the fireplace is circular.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I love the detail that they went to with this.
This is
The-
my kind of
they-
office.
They went to
Messy.
extreme detail for the original trilogy that they didn't go into.
Oh, yeah.
For the
Nico's the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Being an extra in this whole Hobbiton bit must have just been a blast.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah. I want to go here someday.
Someday.
Same.
I don't know if they still do it, but in New Zealand, when you fly in, like they had like dragons and all sorts of stuff just like suspended from the ceiling because it's like literally their like claim to fame.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Is that this is Middle Earth.
Right. Right. Well, like I know for a while there on YouTube, you could look up the New Zealand in-flight like safety run through, and it was things like if a dragon attacks, you know, there's a safety device under your seat, that kind of thing, and it was all tied into Lord of the Rings.
So, how do you guys feel about the recent news about them wanting to just absolutely expand and turn this into like a Star Wars type of deal?
Oh, really?
New Fox
I hadn't
just
heard
announced
that.
they have the contract for longer. I would be okay with them making a show or a movie called The Invention of Golf about
I'd be okay with that.
Gandalf and the Hobbit going off and just getting into hijinks and inventing the
Sam.
golf by smacking Golfin. What is the goblin's name? Golfin Bar.
Yeah, something. I don't remember.
I'm not super enthused for more content.
Yeah.
Just because I don't feel like it's
I
gonna be
think if they
quality.
can get rights to actual content or the rights to create stuff instead of just appendices,
Right.
there
Instead of
could
just
be
making
some
stuff
good-
up.
There could be some good tales to tell.
Right.
And honestly,
I think the reason they're doing it is because it goes to public domain in 10 years. The Hobbit does.
Yes.
everyone who worked on Rings of Power should be fired also from whatever they're doing next.
I never even watched it.
Yeah, we
After
watched
Wheel
it.
of Time, I'm like, no, I don't trust Amazon original content.
I liked
So
it.
I know you liked it. It was trash though.
I didn't read Wheel of Time. I was completely impartial. I'm like, I don't know, I kind of like it. And he just like
She
Anyway,
finished it. I
glared
didn't.
at me. So I just watched it in silence.
Jesse
Yeah.
in the comments commented on my mug, which is
Yes.
from the Green Dragon in Hobbiton.
Yes, because
Is
my
it
sister
weird?
lived there for a year, so
Is it
she
weird
worked
to
for
say Ian McKellen looks young?
yeah. Well, you know, and sometimes he has black eyeshadow or like eyeliner. Like there's certain scenes where you'll see his makeup is different, and other times it's not there. Yep, there's the love of my life. That was totally Elijah Wood. Oh my gosh,
This
that's
scene,
what I'm now.
this scene we're getting ready to see. I got to see the behind the
See,
scenes.
like right
that
there,
they-
right there. Gandalf's eyes were more outlined, so you can see his makeup is different.
You know, it's
So this
funny.
scene
he had a
right here-
crush on him.
Is forced perspective.
Yes.
Yes.
And I
Right.
thought it was so cool when they did the behind the scenes to explain how they did it. Because
Absolutely.
it looks good, but when they actually like move the camera and show you what's going on, it looks weird.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. And that's why I like Lord of the Rings is because they didn't use CGI stuff. It
They
was
used
all
tricks,
it was
yeah.
real tricks from so it just feels more and the colors too. They did such a good
The
job. of, like,
practical
the great
effects, yeah.
pop.
Well, I remember
It's
when
just
the
everything
4K
looks so realistic
Yeah.
and real. Even the things like, you know, the way like they did like Minas Tirith and whatnot, like
Yeah.
the cities like that with models and mirrors, but it looks so real.
Exactly. Because they
Well,
actually
and when
made the miniatures and or bigatures or whatever it was. But
when the Blu-ray dropped, like I remember my buddy and I were watching it, and he goes, "I never noticed all the detail on Sauron's helmet." That
Yeah.
was just in like because like you could see that they put the love there. It was just wasn't in a resolution where it was coming through until they upscaled it.
Mhm.
Right. And now you can actually see it in some of the scenes. How clear it is.
Bilbo's
We've
feet
got
is
someone
the lowest
asking, Nico, what's your cat's name?
I was gonna say, I think my wife just typed it, but the
Oh.
one that's been around is Nimue, and Lily will come over at some point, I'm sure, because
Where's
I'm
my
here
Lord
and my lap
Savior?
is available. He's here. He doesn't want to be on camera. We tried.
Do you want to see Mr. Buttons?
Show me my dog.
Oh.
Hi.
Is it a Shiva?
I think it's a Shiva. Yep. Is that a
Yes,
Shiva?
It is a
Yep.
Shiva.
I
We
got
had
my
a
headphone.
Shiva.
Yeah.
If you go back into Nico's channel, there's a Mr. Buttons book reviews video.
Oh my gosh.
He
Yes.
He did do some book reviews.
It is one of my
Oh.
favorite videos that Nico has ever done.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. That's
He is
He is the
Bookstagram.
best worst dog.
They are.
They're
We had a Shiva
terrible,
for a
but
few
they're
years.
good.
They are just
Yeah.
so full of themselves.
As much as I love him, like he is my soul dog, I do not think I would ever own one. Like I always wanted one because they're so cute. But in high school, I did a lot of like dog walking and like dog daycare and stuff. And this lady's dog that I watched was a Shiba. This dog was horrible. Like every other time I went to like let him out or whatever, he was just the devil. And when we talked about getting
Why
a
did it
Shiba,
look
I'm
like
like,
he was farting?
but
I'm
he's-
talking about Gandalf, by the way.
Sorry.
He's
I mean-
farting out fireworks.
How do you think he
Fun.
likes the fireworks?
That's
Yeah.
right.
He just goes.
And this
then
guy's
it
laughing because farts are
back.
funny, and she's mad because she's like, "Don't laugh at farts."
What's weird is thinking that all those kids are what, 30 now?
Oh, yeah.
40? Gosh.
Okay, so you.
Oh yeah,
dog
Mary and
walking
Pippin
Shiva.
are in their 50s.
Who?
Mary and Pippin.
Yeah.
Are there yeah,
Billy,
exactly.
Billy Boyd's 50 plus, yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
He hasn't aged though.
Mm-mm.
All the Hobbits.
They still
It's
hang
that
out.
ring. They were around the ring for too long. So
Their show is amazing.
Oh, I could
They,
live
they
there.
do a podcast, don't they?
Mhm.
Yeah, the Friendship Onion. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. I love it. I love it. And now, oh, did you see they're doing Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead? They're doing it live on stage, the two
In
of them
Canada.
in Canada. Can't get into
Can't
Canada.
get there.
Canada.
Oh, that door.
He's just trying to contact him about his car's extended warranty.
If I lived under the ground and they still found a way to contact me about my car's extended warranty, I would throw the biggest fit.
So one thing I do want to mention is they say you haven't aged a day. When they put the wig on him in the prologue, he's got brown hair. He's clearly got white hair here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he
True.
might have seen him since in the intervening years at some
That's
point.
true. Well, and in
Don't
fact,
put holes
Gollum is
in my
before
critiques.
Gollum is before Smaug and all of that, right? So he does see him
Mhm.
quite a bit afterwards, after that scene. 1296.
I was wrong. No.
We're
It still
trying to
does.
remember the age of the year again.
See,
Apparently,
I saw the
banged
movies
his head here
before
so many
reading.
times.
I missed what you said.
I said apparently Ian McKellen banged his head a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Like he
But,
kept running into it.
Is one of us gonna have to be the guy who brings up Aragorn's toe?
Me.
No,
We'll have to
my
have
fun
like
fact
Which is a meme at this
say
point.
that.
my fun fact is the shard of glass and Sam.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh,
And Orlando's broken ribs from
And-
jumping
yep.
up on the
yeah.
horse.
Or poor Gimli. I mean, yeah, Gimli, John Rhys Davies, having to deal every day with the face thing.
Mm-hmm.
I still do love like the tallest guy in the movies, probably besides maybe Gandalf, and he's a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Who, John Rees?
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
he's a tall guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's big. Well, because like in Indiana Jones, you see him clearly, like next to Indy. Yeah.
Indy.
Well, then someone just said, "You're kidding, 50-year-old hobbits." In the book, they're actually 50 when the adventure starts. So technically, they're even older than that at this point.
And
Yeah,
like
no,
30 years pass from like
Frodo
now
is 50
until
by
the journey.
by the time he leaves.
Right.
There's 20 years that happens between Bilbo leaving and then Frodo leaving.
Exactly. It's much long. It's all spread out. Where's T? He was in the comments.
You know, I was thinking about that.
He
You know
just
how
read it.
later on,
We were talking about that.
is it Denethor is talking to his son and says, "You're just a wizard's apprentice."
Yeah.
To Faramir. I think that when Gandalf goes and is pulling the library apart to find out about the ring, Faramir was his help during that point. And that's why he calls him the Wizard's Apprentice, because he spent a year, 2 years in the archives trying to figure it out. And Faramir was probably...
See, that's another side story I would love to hear, is Faramir's story.
Yeah.
Have it all told from his point of view, almost like Wicked, doing it all from Elphaba's point of view. But if you told the whole story from Faramir's point of view.
Yeah. And then he and
It'd be
Eowyn
very
have a song
different.
at the end and they fly. Get on the Eagles.
How about that? How about a whole story told from Arwen or Galadriel's point of view? Oh wait, that's Rings of Power. They botched it up. There we go. Butter scraped over too much bread. If anyone wants to know where we're at.
My program crashed again, so I'm just trying to figure out where you guys are at.
Sorry.
It's fine. We'll figure this out.
We're looking at Gandalf and Bilbo smoking right now. I'm doing
The butter, the bread, that's where we're at.
Okay.
I'm at smoke rings.
Yep. Now we're.
We just
We're
got
there.
to smoke rings.
Oh, I'm like way ahead of you guys.
How did we all get this off?
Are you? Yeah.
Well, my
Before he
program
crashed.
crashed twice, so that's why
Oh,
for me.
She's trying her best, Nico. Be nice.
I'm working on it.
You got to get that HBO Max kind of just free trial and then just go with it.
There you go, and then just watch it there.
do they have the
Good idea.
extended?
Yeah,
That's where you're
where I'm watching
watching
it right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good idea. I will probably do that for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm on Mary.
I pulled out my Blu-rays, like I was gonna do my whole setup, and then I was like, let me just check HBO. There it was.
did not know that.
Well, here's some butter over too much bread. Some lembas bread.
There you go. There's Andrew's Lumbus spread. If you want to know how to make it, he has a video over on his channel.
You want what crust do you want?
No, that's okay. Actually, I'm good right now. I don't want
You guys have lembas bread?
Yes, he did a whole bake.
You're not sharing?
Bake yesterday. I know. We should mail it to you.
I
I
would
made it.
like some
I
bread.
asked him to
I
mail
like
it,
bread.
and he said I should check in my oven.
If you didn't put anything into the oven before that, that was your problem.
You could have made me some bread. Why didn't you?
I actually was going to look up how to make it. And
He made
I
his
didn't
white
get
bread.
around to
There you
it.
go.
Where's my
Look up.
bread?
I got a
He's
whole
got it
video
on his channel.
yesterday.
Yeah,
I
it was
will
actually
check it
pretty
out.
easy. It was It worked out, and it's
The
really
recipe's
good.
in the description.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do that for tomorrow.
That sounds good because
Follow
he
and
has
push your
been making me
notifications on.
bagels tomorrow for like 6 months, and I still don't have bagels.
Oh, don't even start with me. It's so not true.
Sure would like a bagel.
We have
Is it like a bagel or a bagel?
A bagel.
Bagel is wrong, Andrew.
Where are you guys at? State-wise.
Iowa.
Iowa.
Okay.
I'm
So
trying
what do
to
you
get him
call
to
what do you call
Here.
what do you call a leather container that you hold dice in?
a cup.
A floppy one. A
I
dice.
completely missed that.
So like a
A
shopping.
what? Shopping bag?
Yeah, are we
Bag,
talking
okay.
bag?
Are you looking for me
Bag.
to like a
Are
bag?
you looking for?
I say big.
Big.
People
His-
here do say big.
So his family is originally from San Diego. Mine is from Maryland. So we have a lot of like Eastern and Western Coast stuff. So
A
like
lot of
there's
the
a
Midwest stuff. Is
there's a
never
lot of-
sat right with me.
yeah, there's a lot of Midwest stuff that we're both like, what the heck are you saying? Like, what are you doing? Like,
I gotta go.
The one
wash
I'll never
the-
get over is people, instead of cutting somebody in line, some people say budging in line.
Oh.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
that's a weird one to me.
You were one of them? Oh,
You
it's
say
so weird
budging?
to me.
Well,
I mean,
you're
I say
so-
both, but budging in line, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't actually heard somebody say that in years, but that was a weird one. for
Just
me.
come up to Minnesota. It's not that far of a drive.
Althea.
We used to be in
are-
Minnesota regularly. actually.
Yeah, we used to.
We
'cause
lived in northern
Mason.
Iowa and would go up for concerts.
Mhm.
We are at them lighting fireworks and getting ready to blow the firework dragon.
Right.
We're
Now
like
you get to
a
hear Pippin scream.
You're supposed to stick it in the ground.
Yeah.
It is
We're like-
outside. It was your idea.
5 seconds behind.
I love Billy.
Mary and Pippin are so underrated.
They are. I love them so much. And considering
I
they had
know.
no idea what they were getting into, they're so brave. They're really brave characters.
Their roles
Yeah,
the
Mary and
best
Pippin are
guys.
big.
expanded on in the movies.
Yeah.
They were much less pivotal character. Well, they're pivotal in the books, but they
They're
don't
still,
make an appearance.
yeah,
They don't
it
make an
just-
appearance until much later.
exactly. I was gonna say it's in the third one. Once we get the Palantir and the
But-
and we get to Gondor.
But in the books, they're just tools, right?
Yeah.
Not tools,
John
not like that
Van.
tools, but like they're just tools for the
Warsh.
plot.
Yeah.
And in the movie, they actually have an arc.
See from
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Liam, you say Warsh or Warsh? What's right?
Warsh.
And
No,
Dan Tan?
Danton.
Danton. Yep.
Danton.
Uh,
I got the Baltimore accent.
There you go.
Instead of down to the ocean, we say Danny Ocean.
Danny Ocean. There you go.
Danny Ocean.
it's basically how
Rob-
you say
Robert
Baltimore.
No, Casino. Three of them.
Three of them.
Baltimore, they also say Wooder.
Water. Yeah, you just run a bunch of words together. Syllables don't matter. Like you do your best. Like it's fine. It sounds like a garbled mess, but we're trying our best.
Right. There's a cat. Proud feet.
I was going to say, this is the first time Pippin has seen his namesake, so now I can say he's officially.
Pippin! Oh, I love that. That's so cute.
He's-
Roy is doing Bilbo's speech.
Yes. 11 years.
He fits the name in more ways than one.
Is he always knocking over things?
Oh, he's a mess. Yeah.
Ian McKellen looks so young.
I'm still trying
I
to
know,
figure out this statement.
What? Like half of you, half as well as
Uh-huh.
you deserve.
It's about as
Doing the
confusing as
math.
bison, bison, bison,
Like-
bison, bison, bison,
I
bison.
love it.
11D1 is a really fun number, though.
Sure.
Yeah, Jesse, his name is Pippin.
Yeah.
Do you guys wish that Guillermo had gotten to do The Hobbit instead of Peter Jackson?
Mm,
I don't know.
yes.
I feel like Jackson makes sense. I just wish they wouldn't have, made it into 3 movies with heavy
Yeah.
CGI. But
That-
money.
I think 2 movies is what it called for. If you were gonna extend it, 2 was the max that they could do.
I think it
There's
would have
that.
been darker with Guillermo, but I think
Oh, yeah.
it would have cut out all of the unnecessary, like, fluffy, icky stuff.
I
Somebody
worry that it
made-
would have been sillier.
Yeah.
That it would have been darker
Really?
but sillier. That all the monsters would have been silly.
It's pretty silly as it is.
I know. But
I mean,
but
the
Guillermo
fact
does,
that they-
does do sillier. At
The
times.
fact that they
Yeah,
cast
How is
Matthew
Gandalf
Bennett-
already here? Because Bilbo just made his disappearing trick.
he's a wizard.
Because
He arrives when he wants to.
That's right. Even though he never
Yeah.
really does magic, but he's a wizard.
He does.
He turns
He
the
makes,
light
his,
on.
he makes his death glow. He
Yeah.
turns the light on.
Andrew, Gandalf is a real wizard. He's not playing pretend. That's how he
How
got.
dare you?
Yeah.
I don't see
How
you
often
reading 30 books a month.
Andrew?
How dare you? Don't come at me like that.
Uh,
Well, I
Yeah.
guess he can speak to animals, or is that Radagash?
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
I
been
guess
12 years
that's-
already.
Yeah,
And Bilbo just finally got home.
that's true.
Oh.
If we're following,
That's
the
an excessive amount of time to get home. Isn't the party
He's
like
old.
right outside? Oh.
he's 11D1,
book. Can't give the guy a break.
I'm gonna crack up at the
There
whole.
was somebody at some point that did a super cut of The Hobbit where they turned it into 6 hours total and cut out a lot of the fluff, and it was
Yes.
supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Never
There was
actually
also the
saw it.
Topher Grace cut. which
Was
I've
it?
not
I
watched.
think that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I was gonna say Topher Grace,
Yeah.
but I thought he did Star Wars. He might have done both, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. He had a really bad year, and so he just sliced them. And that was what he did for the year,
Hmm.
just for fun, and put it together into a super short.
I'd love to see someone actually do the elves well. Like
Really blue
outside
skin?
of this. Huh?
Like with blue skin, like in the cartoon.
No.
Okay.
No, you're the only person who likes the cartoon.
Not true.
No,
Yes.
Ben also
likes
likes
it.
the cartoon.
But Ben also likes Tom Bombadil. So
There was some magic right there. He turned the environment gray and he changed his voice. That's magic.
that's true. Okay. It's just
I'm
it's
just saying.
a light magic system, right? You guys are always talking about your
It's a
different
soft magic system, Andrew.
Yeah, soft magic.
Yeah.
Tom Bombadil was a merry fellow.
Tom Bombadil can catch these hands.
Me.
His boots were yellow.
Old Tom Bombadil was a merry fellow.
You should look up Tolkien reading that poem. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
But I like Andy. So Andy Serkis, if anybody's watching and you haven't listened to the Andy Serkis narration of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, it's incredible. It is hands down the best audiobook version.
I'm planning on doing a reread with his audio.
It's so
I have them.
Yeah, he does the songs, he does everything, and of course all the voices. So like he tries to capture Ian McKellen as Gandalf, and it's just he does like Billy Boyd's accent for Pippin and all of that, and it's so good. It's like listening to a movie.
For The Hobbit too.
It's so good.
He got all
He did The
that.
Hobbit too. Yeah.
It's been over a decade since I've last read Lord of the Rings, so I'm well overdue. I've seen the movies a ton,
Right.
but actually
Listening
reading
counts.
it's
I
been
could
over a
not
decade.
get through those books.
You should try listening to them, because listening to them, it's like a movie.
You can listen to
so-
them together while you're cooking bread.
Oh, and he lived happily.
A
ever
lot of people have been recommending me the graphic audios because they take the movie soundtrack and they put it to the books.
Oh.
I
Do you-
love the music.
Really recommends.
I guess I could maybe do the audiobooks, but whoever narrates some of his audiobooks, their voices.
She also hates Kate
kill
Redding,
me.
Andrew.
Oh my gosh, her voice.
Actually, I don't hate Kate
kills
Redding.
me.
It's what's his name I don't prefer.
See, it always seems to be. I like both,
Flicker,
but some people
flicker. I
hate
can't.
Michael
I
Kramer.
can't.
Some people hate Kate Redding, and
Oh.
Flicker.
that
Well,
ruined
come
it
to
for
this
her
computer,
because
Andrew.
it was. I was listening to it sped up in the car, and she was like half asleep, and then hearing Michael Kramer just yell "flicker"
Yeah.
like 10
It was
times in a row.
like
She's like,
10:30.
"What's going on? Am I having a stroke?"
Yeah. I'm like out, and I just get woken up to some old man aggressively yelling "flicker." I'm like, what is happening? I was not okay with that. It was traumatizing. I don't
Wizard,
like-
you sound like Leonard Nimoy singing the Bilbo Baggins song. Can you sing that?
Do
for
I?
us? Yes.
Bilbo Baggins, bravest little hobbit of them all.
Bilbo Baggins. I love Leonard Nimoy. That was my first autobiography that I ever read. Is I'm Spock.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
My first was Bruce Campbell's If Chins Could Kill.
It just could.
It's a
Yes,
great book.
I love Bruce Campbell.
Me too.
I forgot about the whole Bilbo. Now that just brings to mind, like, Shatner doing Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a trip, literally.
Oh.
I kind of wish that Leonard Nimoy
And
was
it's
still
gotta
alive
be,
because he should play Tom Bombadil.
Long time.
Oh, yeah.
It's the opposite.
Rocket Man.
You gotta go get a chair.
Right around there.
I do like that they added something to whenever they go near the ring.
Oh,
and
he
the-
dodged it.
Yeah, he did.
Dodged the light.
He did. And the eye shows up, right? That's not in the book. In the book, it's less like anything really
That's a great
happens. He
touch.
just kind of goes invisible.
Wham.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait for a
It
minute.
really
How
adds.
many times do you think you turned around and say that line?
Foreboding.
Now, Christopher Tolkien didn't like these adaptations, right?
These ones?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
hates
well, he was
them.
wrong.
Or no,
Oh.
he didn't like Peter Jackson.
Oh,
Well, he
I
said
think-
he said that these films ruined the story because they made them action films, and that's not what they're about.
That's not what they're about.
No, I think he found all the best. I think I love Jackson's take on it. I like because it's not just Jackson too. It's
And Philippa
It's
and
Philippa and Fran
Well,
too, and I
and-
love how they all work together to find the best pieces. They made it more cohesive. It's more of a it always follows Frodo. Ben,
Treebeard.
Treebeard.
Yep.
I arrived one movie early.
Hello.
So we
I was
just
gonna
we're hearing
say-
Gollum shout from what is it?
Yeah, the
Barad-dûr?
Nazgul are
Yeah,
leaving Minas Morgul right now.
Minas Morgul. Yeah.
As a massive action movie fan, like the action in these films is incredible. It's so well done
Yeah.
for the most part.
And
That's
not
not
overdone.
no, but that's what I mean. Like even the action sequences, like Helm's Deep being one of my favorite battle sequences of all time. Like
Same.
it's not about
Super disappointing
the
in the book.
battle. It's about the characters in the battle, and that's why it's so cool. So I don't agree with the take. that
Helm's
it's
Deep is
about-
a chapter in Two Towers.
I'm
Yes,
not okay
exactly.
with that.
Which is fine. But I mean, like,
No.
that's why Two Towers is my favorite movie, because I love the
Right.
Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
That's my
Right,
favorite too.
exactly.
And there's like the action is really good, but so much of it's the scenery and the story and the characters. I just feel like this is like the rare adaptation that what it takes, it does right. It does leave some things out. It does change or expand on some things, but like the heart of the story, especially, is all there. I feel
Absolutely.
so.
And they built on so many of the characters. I mean, like Arwen and Eowyn for
Yes,
one.
so much.
Yeah.
Are actually characters
And not plot devices.
and not plot devices. Oh, right. I forgot a woman. I should have a woman in here. Let's throw one in over here. And then probably his wife read it and said, give her a sword. And we got Eowyn.
Yeah, one of my favorite like female character moments is in this film.
In Fellowship.
Mm-hmm.
It's the barmaid,
Since
isn't
I
it?
think I know.
Oh, totally.
Green Dragon.
Yes.
You mentioned
Telling
Treebeard.
why.
I was going to make a joke that I have an Ent wife. I found them, at least one of them.
The Ents are my favorite.
Yeah, the Ent wives all went missing.
It's tragic in the books when you read about the Ent wives going missing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man,
That's why I didn't read them. It sounds
Yeah.
so sad.
it is sad.
The design for the Nazgul too in this are just
Yeah.
S tier.
I was terrified of them when I was
Same.
younger and watching these movies for the first time.
Yeah.
It freaked me out.
That's why we keep arguing about when our kids can watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Same. Because our son is 10 now,
Yeah.
and I feel like we're getting there, but I'm probably gonna wait till he's like 12 or 13 before we watch him.
I watched it when I was 10.
I watched it when I was
also watched
11 and
Little
had
Nicky when I was 8.
nightmares for months.
And that's the problem is so many people I talk to who saw it too young,
Mhm.
they hate it now as adults because they're like, nope, I saw it too young. It
I
gave me
mean,
nightmares.
Ben
So I
and
just don't want to ruin it
Tristan,
for them.
Ben and Tristan read the books already.
Right.
So like it'll help that he knows the story and he knows what to expect to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait,
But-
this came out in 2002?
2001.
Yeah, 2001.
You know-
I was 11. I was 11.
It came out right after 9/11.
I only just caught the last time I was watching the guy, the Hobbit here who's insulting Bilbo is not the gaffer. It's the white-haired guy across from Sam that's gaffer.
Mhm.
That's Sam's dad.
Yep.
It's never identified, but the way they're talking.
Yeah, I always thought it was
Yeah.
Gaffer who said that. And it didn't make sense.
Yeah, because he
say
wouldn't
that.
insult his own boss.
He wouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do, but Gaffer wouldn't, based on how he's described in the books.
Yeah.
She sees one.
No, that wouldn't have made sense.
You think so? Does she?
Sean Astin is awesome.
Yes.
I know. I love him.
He's great.
You only like him
much.
because he's in Stranger Things, Layla. I'm just kidding.
I was literally about to say there was people like all over social media, like after, I won't spoil it, after something happened on the show with him and everyone was talking about it, and I'm like, how dare, they're like, don't talk about him from Stranger Things. I'm like, how dare you disrespect Sam Wise like that? Like, I was so
Dare you
upset.
respect Rudy?
That's right.
Rudy. Oh, wow.
I mean that Stranger Things show is shined a light on a lot of like things people had never heard of, like this up and coming band called Metallica. You know, they really got some exposure on that show.
This obscure band, I personally thought they were really, I wish they had more music like that.
Yeah.
I've only watched 2 episodes of Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah?
It's actually pretty good.
It's pretty
love it.
good.
I'm loving it.
They waited so long in between the last few seasons, and I don't know.
It's like
It's
something
gotten a
happened,
little weird.
like 2020 or something.
Season 3, we were done at the end of season 3.
We were in the middle of season 3, and I think you DNF'd it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too much for Tori.
Yeah. The teenage romance took over the show, and I was over it.
Between that and just the weird, quirky, overly quirky characters in seasons 3 and 4, it's kind of like, it's all right. I still kind of like it, but
which is sad because Jamie Campbell Bower as the villain is awesome. So I was really upset that like everything else kind of overshadowed that.
It was the first season, just that magic.
Yeah,
So
that was
good.
really
Captured
something.
again.
I feel like so many shows are like that though, where the first season before anybody knows what it is, or it's like lower budget and they have to focus more on the characters than everything else. That's you. Like Walking Dead was the same way. The first season or two were great, and then it
It just
blew
started
up
repeating itself.
Yeah. So
Did y'all hear about the incident with Ian McKellen filming The Hobbit?
which one?
So apparently there was when they were filming The Hobbit, there was so much green screen that he ended up breaking down and just bawling. And he said, "This is not why I got into acting."
Oh,
That's so sad.
I can understand that. I can't imagine acting to
Having to
nobody.
act. Yeah, that would be rough.
Like I can see in a film like Avatar where it's meant to be that, but something like this where it isn't. And
Right.
especially
Like-
where he'd had this experience first.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
probably like helped kind of tainted
Yeah.
because all the cast members except I think one person got tattoos commemorating this experience because they filmed
who
it
didn't?
for 2 years
Mm-hmm.
on location. So they lived together for 2 years of their
Right.
lives.
Right.
Yeah,
I
so
think
there
it
was
was
only,
one of the 9
helps.
didn't.
I think it was
Gilly?
John Reeves who withheld.
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Reese, yeah, that makes sense.
I think he's like, "I'm old. I'm not doing that crap."
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I was probably 20 years old that I realized Ian McKellen was gay. I
Oh,
had
yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
But him and Patrick Stewart together.
Oh,
is like
bromance for the
my
ages.
best,
And,
best
yeah.
romance of the ages.
Excellent. Oh
Like,
my
They're so
God.
good.
oh,
Well,
my
they
God.
did Waiting for Godot on Broadway.
Oh,
And they did
right.
that whole all
Yeah.
those photo shoots for Ops. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Oh,
Yeah, they're best
I love
buddies.
those two together.
They're
Oh,
hilarious.
what happened?
Yeah.
It calmed
I
down.
do
on
still, though it's oft repeated. My favorite factoid is that Christopher Lee actually met Tolkien and
Right.
was supposed to play Gandalf if a movie was ever made, but felt he was too old and whatnot. I'm like,
Oh.
that's really cool.
I mean,
He
he
is
was
perfect
still
as Saruman.
incredible as Saruman, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a good
Oh yeah,
I don't know who else could have played him.
Yeah.
I love that tidbit in the appendices too, where Peter Jackson was trying to tell Christopher Lee, okay, so if you get stabbed, this is what sound you would make. And Christopher Lee was like, I was in World War II. That is
Yes.
not the sound you make. like, let me educate you on this.
Right. Oh, I'd forgotten that one. I just always remember him complaining about walking up the stairs in his robe.
And in that shot, he doesn't ever go down
And
the
then
stairs.
you don't even
Uh-huh.
see it. Yeah.
Because
That's
was
like
it
how the Hobbits kept track of like how many times they had to put on their feet, but then it wasn't actually seen in the scene.
Yeah.
I love that.
how was it McKellen he was the one walking around reading the books on set, right?
I think
think so.
Saruman was too. I think Christopher Lee was
Christopher
too.
Lee was too.
I mean, they all. I know Aragorn was. I know Viggo Mortensen was, because he would come to them with comments about oh, so in this scene this happens.
So we'll have to see who fanboy or girls harder when Strider shows up in a little bit here.
I know.
Because we're all gonna be
Oh yeah.
I accidentally hit the button. Are you currently where?
He's
Frodo-
packing.
He's
Frodo's
packing in the cellar.
packing.
Yeah.
Okay, then that he just opened his cupboard for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would get
Trust
Frodo.
Frodo.
slightly.
He'll know what to do.
Yeah. Gandalf says that he can trust Saruman.
I feel like I love the Hobbit holes, but I would get a little claustrophobic living in one.
Maybe.
Feel the big
If it
enough.
was like, if it was my size, that would be great.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I would not want to live in a Hobbit-sized hole. That would just. I don't want to crawl around.
Yes.
they have some different hotels and whatnot. There's actually one in Nebraska.
The Hobbit
One in
one?
Tennessee too.
I know, I told
Ethan
you
Moore
about that,
Village.
I'm pretty sure.
Because all the people our age grew up on this, and we're like,
We
hey,
can-
we have money now.
Yeah, so they're starting to build.
We don't have money, but other people
Andrew,
are.
damn wise, DMG.
Quit.
Here comes Sam.
Shockingly,
Bam.
our Pippin
Good
is
shot.
getting into trouble right now.
And do
Wrinkle
the magical
Pin.
staff
Someone
that's
has
just used
mentioned
to
your
hit him with.
In your book.
Oh yeah,
There's
sure.
your son.
Someone.
Over here. Yeah.
I
You
am
mentioned,
definitely
you,
wonder
you
all
mentioned
those.
your Lembas spread
Yep.
thing.
If I can reach it.
Can you reach it?
I don't know.
Should we introduce the cats?
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
the
know where my cat is.
Your cat's grumpy.
Mine?
Yeah.
She's
She
old.
is kind of
She's a big
grumpy.
kitty. That's awesome.
I love her though. She's such a sweetie.
She loves belly rubs.
Oh, wait until he shows
I remember Andrew's cat being kind of grumpy. When we're there, she takes a few minutes to warm up, but she's good.
That's a lot of Ethylos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's funny when Aragorn's like, "Do you remember the the plant?" And it's like literally everywhere.
It's everywhere.
You might have to go find it.
Yeah.
Make yourself useful. Boil some water.
Right. That's right. But in the book, it doesn't show up until they're at the houses of healing. It's not till he returns as the king that's why they need King's foil. So it's not at part of healing Frodo. Frodo is just healed by not even Arwen. It's Arwen's brother
His
shows
and
up.
Elrond.
Yeah. No, Elrond's not there. His son shows up
To stabilize him, but then
Yeah.
they use the
So,
magic.
Is this the scene where you can see the car in the background? That was all.
Nah, for real?
Yeah, there's like some scene where they're crossing. Is it this one? You can see a car going on a road in the far back.
Oh.
And they
Oh, no.
just didn't
Man.
catch it during editing or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now I'm
Feeling.
looking.
I was gonna say I've heard about that, but I've never seen it. I've never noticed.
They might have fixed it for the extended edition.
That's true. They might have edited it out.
This scene always gets me.
Yeah. Oh, it's this one. Okay, you see the smoke in the background?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Car
yeah,
driving
you're right.
back there on the upper right.
Oh, I see
Well,
it.
I won't
Oh,
tell
there
if
it
you
is.
don't.
And I love the useless scarecrow.
Yes, with fake. birds.
He's doing his best. He's doing his job.
I forget who did it, but somebody did a joke video of Samwise.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He stops and goes, "If I take one more step," and they're like, "We get it already."
Because it's like every single moment after that, whenever he steps, they pause and they replay that moment. It's hysterical. It's wonderful.
And then I remember the old school. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Oh
They're
my
taking
gosh.
the hobbits to
Yes.
Isengard.
Oh,
Isengard.
Oh, so classic.
Some
Some things just stay in your head.
Like,
I'm glad they added the scene.
Taking the hobbits to Isengard. Go.
Oh, this
The elves.
moment. The elves, yeah.
this isn't in the original, right?
Right.
No.
Yeah, this is extended.
Another reason why the extendeds are better. More elves.
Excellent.
Well, initially in the books, there's little pockets. They're having parties. No, am I thinking of the Hobbit? I'm thinking of the Hobbit.
No, because like when they
Right.
show up at Rivendell, they're all partying and
happens
they
on
start
both.
singing and
It
making
happens
fun
on
of
both.
them,
And then
it's
they
almost
run
like-
in and they just vanish.
Yes, yeah, and they're just it's much less.
Faye.
Yeah.
You know, I never
Yeah,
really
they
noticed or
also have
thought about
meaning
it.
in the books.
I never really thought about it before, but this bit where Sam is trying to get comfortable and he's having a hard time because there's a root in his back. And then if you think about like where they are at the end and how they're just crashing and falling and asleep, like in the middle of this rock field and like,
Yeah. How far they come.
mhm.
Like I
He's
grab
eating
something
food.
to eat.
Me.
That's so me.
Why don't I just
Same.
have snacks readily available when I can't sleep? I would just be eating all the time.
It was like under his pillow, right? We should all have a loaf of bread under your pillow.
Yeah.
I'll eat like a slice of pizza at midnight, and Ben's always like, "Why are you eating right now?"
Same.
You hit that point where if you're up late enough, you're automatically hungry. It's
Yep.
just-
I had him make me cheese curds at 11:30 last night because that's how chaotic I am as a person, and I'm not mad about it.
I'm on intermittent fasting. I can't do that.
No.
I should be on that, but I don't know. It just sounded like a good idea, and he's like, okay.
it's
Well,
so much
pizza,
more fun
pizza
to
and
just
cheese
be
curds
fat
is
and
always a good idea.
I'm so interested in knowing what other rooms there are in Orthanc.
And Orthanc, yeah.
Mhm. We need a 360 tour.
Yes.
Also,
What's
I
the building?
love.
Is that what this building is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tower of
I
Everything.
always just assumed that it was the oh crap, I've forgotten the name. Where Saruman
Barad-dûr?
dies.
What?
Oh, like you think that this is this is where he died? Like this is where the battle is?
Well, no. So like I've always thought he was in the tower. And I forget the
Barad-dûr?
name. No. Where they're like cutting down all the trees and stuff.
Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah, that's this one.
Is this one?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same tower.
It just looks very different because they wreck
Because of
everything.
trees.
And there's
They
still
call it
trees.
something
Yeah.
else in the movie. Hold on.
Also, tiny
Right.
detail. I love that they took the design of the tower and replicated it in Saruman's staff.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Oh,
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Isengard. That's what I was trying to say.
Isengard's the like place total,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
then the,
Yes.
the tower.
The
Yeah.
Isengard
The Tower of
includes the land
Orthanc
around
and
it.
Isengard.
Which
Yeah.
is a hidden
Yeah.
dale that you can only reach by a single road
Right. So nobody knows where it is.
because no one has figured out how to just scale a mountain and walk over it.
Yes.
They tried that later, Andrew, and it doesn't go very well. So
That's true. That's true.
Freebeard can do it.
yeah, he's also like 10 feet tall, and
They have their own sort of magic.
True story.
Hiccup.
I just love the design of all of this. How the whole tower looks like obsidian. I get really geeky about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just cool.
We
Cool
did
factors way up.
a lot of stage design stuff in college theater, and I was always a big nerd about making everything reflect the story. And
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you wanted more magic? Here's another wizard battle.
you can close
sorry.
doors
I retract my comment.
too.
This isn't even really
But
magic.
it's
They just have
a
like
lower
those
magic
automatic
system,
doors.
right? It's not Mistborn where they're constantly doing magic. It's a
Mhm.
lower magic system. It's much more about the characters and the plot than it is their magic.
This
Yeah.
is like Walmart level magic. They have doors that open and close. I mean,
Right. Star Trek, right?
You can't ever
And
find
older
anybody to help you.
middle-aged men fighting in the middle of the store.
Correct. Two Shakespearean actors.
This
Fighting
scene is
in the
so
middle.
brilliant. So
I
good.
love. Oh,
There's this pipe.
and I've seen Ian McKellen. I saw Ian McKellen in King Lear
He saw his
in
butt.
Stratford on Avon. Well, I saw King Lear, so I saw all of Ian McKellen live.
Did you know that in his 90s, Christopher Lee started an opera metal band?
It's epic.
Oh, you heard it?
Which-
yeah, you
which
can.
band?
Yeah, he has music videos.
Oh my gosh.
It's epic.
Oh,
At
man.
90, he started an operatic metal band.
Goals.
oh, Christopher Lee's band. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
I was distracted by the scene, and so
He was making music up until he was like 98 or something like that.
Dude's he had accomplished a very full life. Yeah.
Yes.
He can use the force.
Without midichlorians.
I've done in 27 years.
But I love that juxtaposition of the metal staff and
Mhm.
or the obsidian staff and the tree, right?
I like that one staff is enough to push Gandalf, and then two staffs he can spin him.
Push and pull, right? Put opposite reaction.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
staff is holding his head down, and the other one is.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I mean, I could go into a whole like lit theory about industrialism versus nature and
Oh, absolutely.
like-
Those themes are so clearly in here, even though Tolkien was like, "Oh no, there's nothing like that."
But
So
just
my
goes to show
headcanon-
how much subconscious is in our writing.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
My headcanon is that
There they are.
hobbits, the two hobbits that did go to the Undying Lands, are how tobacco and corn got to the New World. And then they were made extinct in Europe. And that's why you can argue that there's tobacco and corn in the Shire, even though it hasn't arrived in Middle Earth
There
until
you go.
5,000, 10,000 years later.
There you go.
Well, and then also in the
They
book,
just lose
the
my
whole thing with Farmer
cabbages.
Maggot. Yeah, exactly.
This doesn't actually happen in the books, does it? This happens very differently in the books.
Oh,
Very
very
differently. In the books,
yeah.
they have this
They
whole
get
they go
invited
to Farmer
in.
Maggots, and he gives this whole long speech about everything because that's what
Yeah,
happens. in
they
the
have a
books.
discussion. He says he's meted by some strange writers.
Right. Right.
Well, because
Well, and also
because
the Black
he-
Riders are not—they're not painted as evil and as
until you
dark.
get to Bree,
until
until right before Bree,
But even in the books, they're not as
because you don't
I
know who they are yet.
They're not nearly as sinister. At least
Yeah.
not right away.
Yeah.
I mean, they had no defense against the Nazgul.
I love that. I think I broke something, and it's a carrot.
So is your
That
cat
would have
always
really
landing near
hurt.
piles
Like if
of
he
crap
landed
like
on the
that?
carrot enough to break it.
I love how he's right next to the pile, right? And then Sam just like pushes him down and runs through it.
Well, that's because Sam needs to go get the food. Nobody gets
Right.
between Sam and the food.
That's right.
Well, Sam's thinking about the meal. he could cook
Yeah.
with mushrooms. Yeah.
Sam's the.
I do always like though with the scene, like they're all like, run away, and it's the farmer, and then immediately this.
This.
And so
yeah.
that's why
Real danger.
it is really different, but the juxtaposition I think works.
Yeah.
Like they're all running, but it's no big deal.
And now the bugs.
Oh, the freaking bugs.
Can you imagine?
I think I'm a few seconds behind because they just jumped underneath the root.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, they're underneath
I'm
the
The
root.
making
Nazgul,
sure.
no,
The
yeah,
Nazgul
yeah,
just
no,
showed
the
up.
Nazgul just appeared. He's looking over him.
And
Oh, okay. I need to
And
jump
why
forward by
doesn't he
like
see them? I'm sorry. That's just it. They're right there.
10
Because
seconds.
He's
no longer
he's
visible.
wearing a
Can't
big
see.
hood, you know, it limits your
He also
vision.
can't see.
You have to give that up to the
Yes, the
aesthetic.
hood. It's the hood.
The grimdark horse design for them.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it's so good. So good.
Yes. I want to hear all your comments on the horses, on all the.
Better.
Because I know there's
Yeah.
like there was a decision made like for the kinds of horses that the Rohirrim ride and the
Mhm,
you know versus the Gondorian horses and like
Mhm.
it's on purpose.
mhm.
Oh, Frodo making his O face for the first time.
And seeing his bitten fingers, his fingernails.
Yeah. That was the first time Sam proved
Like,
himself.
how does this
30
buy
minutes
them?
into
How
Lord
does
of the
20
Rings,
feet
chill.
buy them all the time they need?
I know. How does he know?
You know what? It was the
They know
mushrooms.
this forest better than anybody else.
That's true.
They're not like the other hobbits.
Right.
It's true though.
also
Like
the
you just
Nazgul
talked
They actually,
about
they do say that in the books that how they grew up. Well, Mary specifically. Mary talks about how he grew up here. And
The
that's
Nazgul
why
are
he
more
knows.
hurting them than anything else. So the fact
Yeah.
that like 30 feet is nothing because they're hemming them in to trap them.
Yeah.
And so there's no sense of urgency at this point. We kind of know where it's at and we know what we're looking for, but there's no immediate. They'd
Yeah,
rather
they're
kind of sink the
inevitably-
noose and get them, which Strider ruins all that.
But this is quiet now. Andrew wanted to share something from his.
Oh, this is my special copy of Return of the King,
Signed by the king.
signed by the king.
Hi.
It was not the original.
no way.
Yeah.
But he was the
That's so
correct
cool.
choice.
Oh,
Correct. He was the correct choice, but he was not the original actor.
Right.
Yes.
No,
Right.
he was
Which-
not
The original actor got fired.
Yeah.
And then Vigo got hired.
Because Vigo is amazing, and Vigo had never read the books.
His son made him take the
His
job.
son made
Yeah.
him take the job. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
So
sure
we all
he's really
owe him
glad that he
a
did
debt of
that.
gratitude.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I
the movies
feel
have
like
it.
with this, and for the most part with The Hobbit too, it's like the casting is also just makes it because it's so hard to imagine anybody else in almost any of these roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think that these are movies that can be remade.
No.
And they shouldn't be. That's for sure.
They don't need
They don't
to.
need
If
to be.
anybody ever
Look how
tries to
good they
remake
still
them,
are.
it'd be subpar.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah.
amazing is how well they hold up.
What other
Because
movie
it's
do you?
not CGI.
Yeah. What other movie have you watched where you're like,
Star Wars.
you know, and you go,
Star-
that's
but-
80s,
but Star-
that's 70s,
right,
and
but-
Lord of the Rings is not.
Right, but Star Wars, the original Star Wars, Episode 4, not when they extended it and added Java back in and all of that.
Yeah.
But the original one, it still holds up because it's filmed like this. It's filmed in his garage with miniatures, and
Yeah.
so it just
You know, I've been thinking about
So
why that
timeless.
is, and I think a lot of that is because that, like, when you look at like TV shows from 2001, it's more grainy because they're using a lower grade of camera, right?
Yeah.
And so the
Red
cameras
Bridge.
are now what we carry in our hands are the same quality as Lord of the Rings is, but that's the same quality. And so film quality has not advanced that much, even though it has for how much information there is on it.
Yeah.
So to us, it still looks like the same because it is same to what you and I can do on our phones today.
The answer to the question of who got the splinter in their foot on the bridge was Dom, because Billy teased him about it really bad.
That's right.
Do I always
Might
think
not be
the guy at the
London's,
gate
but
is what's his name from Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Huh?
He does. He looks just like the
the squib.
Yeah.
Oh, Filch. Yeah.
Filch.
Filch.
Yeah.
He's got a
That's not
name.
him.
It's not,
Different guy.
because this is New Zealand, not England.
Right. All right. Yeah. But we're gonna see the director.
Yeah,
here.
the guy at the door does technically have a name.
Just needs a cat.
He probably has a cat.
You're talking about David Bradley.
Yeah.
Good old Peter Jackson.
Yep.
Yep. There he is. There he
Carrot.
is.
Eat my carrot. I
'Cause
love
he
that he
has-
put himself in.
He has a
every once in
cameo
while.
in each of the 3 movies, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like who's the Marvel guy?
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley, yeah.
Mhm.
I love
He
how
didn't quite
Pippin
close enough.
somehow still looks like excited about life. Even at the point, he's just
Well,
like,
it's
all
a
right,
bar.
cool. Now what?
It's a bar. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
Oh
home.
yeah, he's looking forward to the bar.
It comes in pints.
Well, then in the book too, there's this whole thing with the innkeeper, where he's left a note from Gandalf to tell Frodo he should have left sooner, and
It's
he
a
doesn't
comedy
give
of
it to him.
errors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is a
it's
comedy
all-
of errors.
Yeah,
It's so stupid. Like Gandalf was literally there at Bree, which is like 25 minutes away from Frodo, and Radagast pulls up to go, "Hey, before you go another step, you need to go talk to Saruman." And he's like, "I'll come back later." You have half a day more to go to talk to Frodo. Just pop in.
yeah.
No, and then he leaves a message with this idiot tavern keeper who can't.
Yeah, the guy
mean,
just completely forgets it.
If he'd have taken Frodo with him to Saruman, though, that would have ended the story pretty quickly.
Do you
That's
think
true.
he would have done that?
Yeah.
He might have.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
he probably
totally.
would have. That'd have been the end of it.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing he didn't do that.
Wait, it's,
So there's story
Yeah.
plot.
hold on.
There we go.
Here we go.
Yep.
When you think of all the ways
Come
that
from
this
pints.
completely would have failed.
You've had a whole half already.
It's Grunky and Hot Wings, right?
There he is.
Story. Here he comes.
Same.
I love tall, dark, and mysterious. I love
Yep.
that character trope.
Well, and it's not only tall, dark, and mysterious, but it's Viggo Mortensen, tall, dark, and mysterious. Tell me
He's a
how you
horse
can make that
lover.
better.
Right? You've seen Hidalgo, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If there's a horse movie, I've probably seen it more than
Oh,
once.
Appaloosa. Have you seen Appaloosa?
Just
Very
recently.
recently.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
so good.
He's
Anything.
a great character in that.
Oh, yeah.
She did not like Renee Zellweger's character in that.
No, I did not.
But who would?
Does anyone
It's
really-
terrible.
Renee Zellweger.
The character's
and-
terrible.
Does anyone ever like really like that character?
Yeah.
What character?
In Appaloosa, which is Viggo Mortensen and Ed Harris. It's a cowboy flick, and Viggo Mortensen is the narrator, and it's the most stressful, calming movie you'll ever watch.
It's
Super calm, and then the action scenes happen, and they're done in 15 seconds, and then you're back to
Oh,
calm.
I can't think.
Your
I've,
heart is
don't think
slowing
I've seen
down.
it.
Love it.
It's so good.
Wasn't this scene completely invented?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I forget what happens in the.
There,
He
there's
still
something.
does this. He
They've
still
cut
puts
out
it
the
on.
whole
Oh, he's singing a
Underhill.
song. Isn't he?
He's
in the book?
actually singing in the book, right?
Yeah. He's singing a song with Merry and Pippin, and then he falls
This
off
does
the table.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's sang a song because he was happy to be alive because he survived the whites, the barrel white.
And
Right.
they
skip the whole
removed
Barrow White thing.
They removed the whole Underhill section where he goes to his new house and everything.
And that, yes, yeah, because he actually
Oh,
sells
yeah,
that
you're right.
in, which is so
Like
sad.
there's a lot more involved in the escape.
Nico,
Yeah.
is your dog
Moving.
growling?
He's very scared of the Nazgul.
Oh,
He's turning away now.
I took a video.
It's okay, buddy.
I took a video and I posted it on TikTok because it was too funny to not. I'm not a usual poster of stuff, but anyway, when the orcs were on TV, his eyes got huge and he just was like shaking. And I put like the Lord of the Rings like intro music over it, so all you see is my dog's eyes just getting bigger and bigger.
He's a big baby.
It's so fun. He's scared of literally everything. It's adorably annoying, but he's growling. You'll probably hear it a couple of times whenever he's with us.
He's afraid of horses
Really cool.
in particular, as well as the Nazgul noises, orcs.
You know, it's amazing how well they aged Vigo in his makeup. Like when you see interviews of him, even 2 years after this, he looks 10 years younger.
He moves well for an 80-year-old man.
it's true.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's
Goals.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
Goals.
ouch. It's
That poor
mud.
guy.
I just thinking.
Yep. Sure.
Well, and here it's not all the Nazgul yet, right? 'Cause there's only five.
No,
There's
it's
only
only like
4 or 5 of them.
couple.
Right.
I'm just saying they did not stop to let the guy ask them questions, so that's pretty rude.
See, this is one of those things I'll have to turn it down for the kids because they will freak out when it suddenly screams.
That was good.
That was good.
I mean, even if you look at the gauntlets and the boots that they're wearing, it's still mimicking that same tower like design that they're from.
Well, and each of the swords is unique too, like the nicks on them. And
I really loved the redesigns
style.
of the Nazgul in Hobbit, showing all 9 as separate kings. I loved that.
They look so young. It's so weird.
I remember when I first went to see it, I didn't know about I didn't know how old they were, and I didn't know about all the special effects that they had done. So I thought they were all kids. I thought that to be that short, that they must be really, really young. And so then I found out how old they were, and it was like, oh my gosh.
So it's just
I never really-
I think
clever.
Elijah Wood is 19.
filming.
In this, yeah, he turned 20 on set.
Yeah.
I was just noticing too that the chair that Aragorn is sitting in looks like a small throne, like the design of the chair.
We just measured our son, and he's 2 inches taller than Mary.
This is all extended scene.
Not quite a
Extended
Hobbit. Yeah.
edition.
But that shot of the Nazgul is like the quintessential, like even from the old drawings, standing on the
Well,
road.
I love that too, watching the appendices and seeing how many of the shots come straight out of a picture from John Howe or Alan Lee.
Yeah.
God, those pictures are really good.
Yeah.
Alan Lee is still kicking.
That's right. Yeah. Gosh,
still
he's
around.
got to be in his 90s.
Oh no.
He's old.
Yeah.
Well, and Howe's still around too.
Is it?
Did they both work on The Hobbit too? Or were they not?
I think so.
I don't remember. Oh, Bill the Pony. There you go.
Yay!
Hey,
Enjoy him while you got him.
the real hero.
The real MVP
That's
of the
right.
Fellowship.
I'm just saying, Bella wins over Bill.
Bella is the hero of Wheelton.
I mean, Bella's a dark friend for sure.
No. How dare you?
I can't weigh in on this. I don't know enough.
Bella for the Emerillion.
I know.
Oh, you got your apples?
I do.
Yeah, yeah.
We've had one, yes. But what about second breakfast?
My children.
So, yeah, I
in
was
a
going to say
nutshell.
that's my children.
Yes.
We
In
ate
child
at
forever.
least 20 minutes ago, Mom.
There we go. That's my favorite face on him. His little
Ones in the stream that
There
don't
you
have kids.
You know about
The only
Recipe?
ones in the stream that don't have little kids. Wow.
And he takes an apple to the face.
there you go.
Whack.
There you go.
What kind of trees are these?
Apple trees, clearly, wizard.
These are not apple trees.
How do you
These
go
are
from
really
apple
strange
to
trees.
bog?
Can
I'm
I just
assuming-
steal that whole costume?
I don't know, the one that just got wet, or
I mean, preferably
Or you
dry,
wanting to
but
take it off?
This is another extension,
no
isn't it?
comment.
They talk about how they had to film all of that, and then it wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah,
I
Like,
love
that looks
this
like that's all
music.
there.
If he wrote this.
Right,
I
he
hate
wrote
the
the
song.
music for this, right? The song is
Slam.
in the book. The song is in the book, but
He went and found it in the Silmarillion and
exactly.
then wrote the tune to it.
then he sings it here. Yeah.
Vigo did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like how Pippin writes the music for his in
Yeah.
but... Oh, look at that cleft chin.
From now on, now that Vigo's in the movie, that will be the entire rest of our commentary is Vigo fangirling, fanboying.
is the cleft chin big enough to require toilet paper?
So much.
Oh man.
Get me started.
No, but what movie is it where she kisses like and puts it right on his chin and his cleft? Is that an Indiana Jones one? There's something some
Uh-oh.
I
where
don't know.
Dear. I mean, Vigo is a very attractive man.
he is.
Basically,
It's
anyone that doesn't have at least a minor crush on Vigo, I question.
Yes.
Does Ben have?
I
a
like
crush on Vigo?
Thorin better.
I can admire him. That's as far as I go.
Exactly.
That's good enough.
I mean, he's no Andrew D. Meredith. Man, Chris really looked awesome right there. The shining
Christopher Lee is
eyes.
the boss.
And I'm glad they didn't do the rainbow cloak because he
Yeah.
becomes Saruman.
I forgot about the
mini-
rainbow cloak.
Mini colored. It's actually a beautiful line, and Christopher Lee repeats it in the appendices about how because his argument is that white shatters into many colors, so he
Mhm.
becomes.
If you can see the terror in his eyes when there were
Aw.
orcs, his eyes were glued to the screen.
Oh.
That's awesome though.
And I was actually gonna name him after an orc. His name was gonna be Bolg. That's what I wanted. But when I met him, I'm like, oh, he's so little, I can't do that. And now I regret it every day because I think it would be so funny.
I always said it should have been bold. That's always how I would have said it.
That can be his middle name,
Derry,
right?
Derry's
But-
in the chat.
but the Bolg.
Hey, Derry.
Yes, Derry.
I could not agree more, Derry.
It's a true story. Christopher Lee, edgelord of Lord of the Rings.
Well, in the scene when they're tearing down the trees, you can hear them screaming.
Mm-hmm.
You can
The
hear
trees?
The trees
Oh.
scream. As they-
That's the thing. Like every single part of this movie, from the set design, the sound design, the music, the cast, like there's not a weak spot in it anywhere.
right.
Yeah, thinking about it all.
Did they ever expand on Amonsul?
No, but you know what was there, right?
It was it's
It
the
was a
Numenorians, right?
It was a Palantir. It's where one of the
It's where
Palantirs
the,
kept.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
One
It
of
was where one of the what?
Palantirs, the Palantir.
the seeing eyes.
that Saruman is using
Crystal
to talk
balls.
to the Dark
Oh.
Lord. The balls.
There was one at Amonhul at Weathertop, and then also they do not show it in the movies, but Denethor has one, and that's why he's driven mad.
Mhm.
They don't show that in the movies?
Tomatoes first.
No.
Well, that's silly. Like, that's a major point. I had completely forgotten that they don't show that.
I mean, it could just be that Denethor is a terrible father.
I mean,
That too.
Also true.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, his worst sin is the way he eats tomatoes.
Oh, grab yours.
Oh, that's the worst thing in the world.
Oh no, he doesn't have Sting
He
yet.
doesn't have
That's
Sting
right.
yet.
Have you seen the edit of it's Pippin trying to sing, but he keeps getting interrupted by Denethor eating? It's so uncomfortable, but I love it.
Have you seen the Stitch with the rabbit that's eating tomatoes?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
It's him singing, and there's a rabbit eating tomatoes, and it just has tomato all the way up its face, and it's just going at it.
The rabbit one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hate how they show Frodo in this one.
This is
He
one of my
actually fights in the
favorite
book, right?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. This one he just falls over.
I hate how they show from.
I mean, kudos to the other
When you paint
hobbits
his
for
face.
facing these Nazgul
Yeah,
down.
look at that. Sam goes first.
Yeah,
Sam
Sam.
shot first.
Sam is the hero.
Freaking go for it, Sam.
And he just drops it.
Just take
It
me.
looked like Merry and
Come
Pippin
on.
were almost like
Frodo
first
did
school
not
partners.
deserve Sam, like 100%.
No.
I know.
One of my favorite scenes is actually in the animated Lord of the Rings when basically Sam is running up this tower and he's got to go save Frodo from after he's been webbed. It's one of the best pieces of animation out there, period. I love it so much.
So what you're saying is that me, Wiz, and Ben, we need to do a watch along of the cartoon.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched the cartoon in like 15
Yeah.
years.
It has been a long
Now,
time
are you
since
talking
I-
about
I don't know that I've
Return
ever
of the
seen it.
King, right? Because
Yeah.
I've never actually seen Fellowship because it's terrible.
Oh, I've seen all of the animated.
I grew up watching Hobbit and Return of the King.
It's well past time I saw those.
And those Baz Luhrmann.
You watched the animated
Rankin
Hobbit,
Bass.
right, Tori?
No.
Rankin
never
Bass.
seen
Drunky
it.
and I
You
didn't
haven't
make you
seen
watch
the
it.
animated Hobbit?
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've seen clips of it enough to know that I don't think I would enjoy it.
I've
I
been.
I'd
regularly
watch it.
quote Where There's a Whip to my brother
Yeah.
on Friday afternoons.
So when I'm listening to the audiobook read by Andy Serkis and listening to the third one, when they say the line, where there's a whip, there's a way, that's all I can
Sing it.
hear in my
Where
head.
there's a whip, there's a way. We don't want to go to war today.
Go Vigo, first day on set, filming that.
She wants me to stop talking.
I'm just admiring. It's okay.
Derry, this is the extended editions, and Aragorn is fighting the Nazgul on Weathertop right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's glorious.
Yes.
Calm down.
He is kicking butt. Do it. Do it. Yes.
I
Pretty
make
good
no
for training.
apologies.
Yeah.
Shocks the
No
torch right
training for
into
that
its
day.
face. I like how it's just like,
All the fights are well choreographed. It's what's his name? Anderson, the guy who choreographs all the sword fighting,
Mm.
like Princess Bride, and he was known for all sorts of things. And well, he did like
Star Wars.
Errol Flynn in
Mm.
original Robin Hood. And see, Peter Jackson gets a lot of, and Fran and Philippa, all of the script writers get so much of the facts that are in the book. Like the sword
Subtly,
disintegrating and so it's a Morgul blade and all of that. Like all of that goes into in the books, but all you need is one line. So how did they film this? Was this with a drone?
Yeah. No, it's Flower Moth.
Yeah.
The moth.
That's right. Fly over Moth.
they just drone over.
Back in 2001, before we had,
See?
oh my
Moth.
gosh, so many things. We didn't have smartphones yet, did we?
I remember I watched the animated ones because I went to the library to rent these movies and they were out, but they had the animated ones, so that's why I watched them. I was like, any Lord of the Rings is better than no Lord of the Rings.
My parents have copies of the
But
Lord of the
Derry,
Rings,
right now,
but they're-
the Gandalf has the moth in his hand.
Yes.
He just released it for me, but yeah.
So see, he does speak to. So see, they totally combine Radagast with him.
Yeah.
Because he can.
Radagast is so
Shot.
different, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the
That's when I
difference
used to have
between tobacco and shroom.
arguments that Radagast appears in the book,
Right.
and he's kind of in the book, but it's like a mention.
Briefly, exactly.
Yeah, he's not in it for very long at all.
Well, they
But
don't
he's-
even mention you, Andrew, and the other blue wizard.
But he is in the Hobbit.
I've always hated this scene.
He's not in the book at all. They just added him there because they didn't put him into these movies.
Mhm.
Because
I've always thought this scene was gross.
Yeah,
I mean,
me
it
too.
is. It
That's
is
kind of the point. Like seeing the birth of
Birth,
orcs.
yeah.
Orc by
Okay.
Earthy
It's
Kazarian.
Lurtz.
Oh,
Who
that was
said
their
Paul?
friend. Have you seen that
Oh,
one?
it's a
The
boy.
work ethic.
Yeah.
Looks just like you,
Inspector.
Manson.
The inspector coming to see Sarma. He's like, "Oh, dude, you got like
No, wait a
things coming out of that."
Yeah, that one looks like Manson.
That does not look like my dog. Shut up.
Weren't the orcs and goblins supposed to be corrupted elves, or am I
It
thinking of a
looks like
different?
you.
No, you got that right.
Yeah.
And then the Uruk-hai have
Trolls.
humans added to them.
Okay.
Bilbo's trolls.
Which that's added into the movies with him turning into a wraith. It was just meant to kill him and poison him, right? In the books.
No, I think
I think he was wounded the whole like he always
He was
no,
wounded.
He's one
Yeah.
of them. Because he's a ring bearer. That's part of it. Because he's a ring bearer, the effect it has on him is to
It's different.
turn him
but
into
the
a
stab
wraith.
wound makes him see spirit more.
Yes, because then
And he-
yes, in the book it still affects him later.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, they kind of drop it on this.
they do.
Oh look, found it.
I mean, it was going to be hard to find,
This all happens very differently in the book too.
He
But
obviously
it's things
he
like
must
this
have ears
that-
of a hawk.
Yes.
It's things like this that annoyed me the most about the Hobbit movies because they just basically do this scene. And the same thing like, Kingsfoil, it's a weed. We feed it to the pit. And it's just, I'm like, yeah, I know. I've seen Lord of the Rings. I've seen this scene already. Don't steal dialogue from your old movies.
Did anybody
But
else
your
just
wife
hear
had-
Aerosmith start playing? Sorry.
I was going to say this is my other fangirl moment.
She aged up so much.
You can't
and
tell.
well, but
Now, like,
between
today-
that thing you're doing this.
Yeah.
Well, today, like I saw her doing a skincare
Oh, yeah.
commercial the other day, and I'm like, you cannot tell she has aged
Yeah.
at all.
yeah.
It's
She's an elf.
incredible.
Perks of being immortal, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
true.
No, she
And-
gave that
And Steven Tyler found a very nice.
up.
Yeah, she gave that up.
She's so elfin.
Power couple.
Yeah, these two.
I do wonder how
Yeah.
much Elijah Wood got paid, like per word versus per noise that he makes. He does a lot of just moaning and
Yes,
wheezing.
a lot.
He got paid.
I
by the
want to know what
minute
their
his eyes were open.
residuals are.
Right. Yes. Everybody's here for those beautiful blue eyes, right?
Their residuals are probably
Oh.
insane. They could probably retire and just never work again.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think they got really low residuals on at least on the beginning. I don't know if they
Did they?
renegotiated, but they all did this for nothing.
I don't think they had any idea how big this was going to be.
I don't know.
Merchandising.
I know Mark Hamill did. He signed up.
Yes,
He has a
that's
great
right. That's
residual.
right. Yeah.
Mark Hamill gets 2 of every single Star Wars thing ever made. That was the contract he negotiated for very little pay, and he puts 1 in a vault. And there's only like one other person in the world who has like 2 things he's lost since then, but he has like the most extensive vaulted Star Wars collection. And the other one he opens. So he opens one to play and he puts one in the vault since the dawn of Star Wars, and he's still getting it. That's a
Wow.
great contract.
Here we go. And then my sister always points out that she's not actually riding the horse; that it's her double.
That's right, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Why
it's
did she
dangerous. It's
double the
dangerous,
ride
right?
of horse?
I think something about like her
Why did she-
contract, like they wouldn't let her because she says something about how she can ride a horse, but just not to this
Not
level.
this well, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
that
it's
seems
not.
like
It's
a
not
weird.
her on the.
It seems like a niche thing to have to add into your contract. Like, I can ride a horse, but not that good. But
Right.
I mean, but like,
it makes sense because I feel like there's like their level of skill set you have to have or something like that. I just
how
don't
often
think
do
But
people
Vigo
are
can.
people proficient at horse
Vigo's a big
riding?
horse guy.
Oh,
But the
giving those
horse
horses
on Nazgul, too.
Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
And Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Yeah.
It's just off topic, but it reminded me of Bruce Campbell and his story about when he moved into a ranch and his neighbors came by and they're like, "We heard you played a cowboy on TV. You want to help us herd some cattle?" Like, as soon as he moved on. I love the story.
You know, it wasn't until my 4th or 5th watch through, I noticed the horses.
What's wrong with you, wizard?
Oh, they're so beautiful. Even the black ones are beautiful.
No, I mean the water horses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, all of this is supposed to be Glorfindel. Somebody reminded me of that. Derry.
Yeah, this isn't even
obviously,
supposed
Lord of
to
the
be
Rings.
Ireland.
Like,
Derry-
Couldn't
Derry's in
remember
New Zealand.
her. Oh, that's right. That's right, Derry. You're
She
in New
lives
Zealand.
and breathes Middle
Ah.
Earth all day long.
So, Derry, do you know anybody who was an extra in this? Probably, you know everybody who was in this. Right? Everybody in New Zealand knows each other, right? So.
I don't know why she looks startled. She looks surprised that it worked.
That work. Well, when you pray really, really hard, aren't you surprised when God answers?
She wasn't praying. She was activating a spell.
Yes.
Which could have taken a week.
Maybe the horses get here like a week from now. Yeah.
Well, or it's because she's not the one who's supposed to be
her
saying
sword is awesome.
them.
Also,
I do love though. They're like they didn't want to get in the water. They get in and then just they look over and they're like, I knew we shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
Dang it. But then they start riding down the river instead of back out. And I'm like, that's not a great strategy, guys.
Or instead of just like trying to move forward, you know.
Forward, backward, either way, going with it, not great. Yeah.
So does she pair well with Vigo because she has a cleft in her lip to go with his chin
Maybe
cleft?
I don't know. I think
What
they
up,
look-
Hugo?
Even though she's a lot younger than him, right? Or are they the same age?
No.
Liv
No.
Tyler. Is she
She's
younger
like
than
she's
Vigo?
like 3,000 years old.
Well,
He's only
yes.
80.
Yeah,
She's the one cradle robbing.
that's true. That's true.
Womb Robin.
so
She was
Liv-
waiting for the right man. It just took that long. for him
Actually, I
to
think
show
it's
up.
closer to 2,800.
Oh, this is the line, Tori.
There's quite a bit.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning with no hours.
On October the 24th. Because they have the same calendar in Middle Earth.
Frodo be like, wait a second, Gandalf, what are you talking about?
to answer your question, I just looked it up. Liv Tyler is 45 and Vigo is 64.
So yes.
20 years.
So
See?
19 years apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have, and I've read this in a book, a fantasy novel a couple of times, more modern ones, where it's like, oh, I got up and I looked outside and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, it's like medieval fantasy or earlier. I'm
How
like,
do you know it's
you
8
don't
o'clock?
know it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, maybe they had sundials.
Oh, and then this, like,
Are
he
they
doesn't have to
magic?
tell this story until
Or-
in the Council of Elrond. It's part of the whole 50 pages that's the Council of Elrond, is him telling what happened with Saruman.
You know what have made this
Drop.
scene
I love that
perfect?
they did this.
You know,
'cause
the
it
thing
just-
is,
it
he can
doesn't
survive
matter.
this drop. We've seen him survive the drop with the Balrog.
That's true.
You know what would have made this perfect is if when he went to the edge, he just went parkour.
Jeez, Andrew.
So there's some CGI in this one.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, here and
Yeah, but
there.
it's
And
tastefully done. It's used well.
Exactly. It's
If
so
I
much.
They
understand the
should have
lore,
actually gotten eagles.
They should have.
Fly, you fools.
and if I understand the lore, Gandalf
Oh,
doesn't
that's not
actually
real.
die. He's just reincarnated as Gandalf the White.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
actually die.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
the fall with the Balrog does kill him. He's
Yes.
just
Yeah.
And
because
then,
he's
and
a
then Eru
demigod,
sends him
they
back.
keep sending his ass back.
I was gonna be done.
What did you say?
I guess I'm not.
Sorry. It's past
I
my
know
bedtime.
Sean Astin says something about how in the book it says that Sam runs in here and grabs his hand, and he was like, "So I'm gonna do that, right?" And so he comes in and grabs his hand.
I hate this scene so much.
It's pretty awkward, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a really when they all run in and jump on the bed. It's really awkward. They're like, let's do a commercial about laxative medicine. You find
Stop it.
Oh, look at that
I'm
detail!
sorry.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's make a little hot wire.
Oh, did they change it?
Here they come.
Yep, there you go.
They waited till he was out of bed.
You're thinking of the scene at the very end of
Side effects may
Return,
include.
Return of the King.
Yeah, I must be thinking of that one.
Yeah, because they do
At
this
the very
again, but
end, where they jump in the bed and they're all just like, like laughing. That one.
Yeah.
As
Super
friends do,
uncomfy.
you know?
Super
What
uncomfy.
about Mary's eating something? Oh, Bilbo. When did Ian Holm pass?
3 years ago.
no, not super long ago.
Recently. Was it the same year as Christopher Lee?
Maybe.
So in the book,
I think
Bilbo
Christopher Lee was
left.
first.
He went he went to Mirkwood and to the Lily Mountain, and then came back and only got as far as Rivendell,
Right.
heading back.
He holds out a lot longer.
Derry, I'm gonna come visit you, partially to visit you, but also to see your airport.
Yes, seriously.
I was talking
This?
about that.
Yeah, earlier, yeah.
I was talking about.
Yeah, have you seen? She's been listing off the things that you can see at the airport. It's amazing.
Bilbo looks like he's been doing.
That is
some
so
drugs.
cool, Derry.
So Derry says the scene on the path where get off the path was filmed on my bus route to the central city.
Oh,
Wow.
That's so cool.
Are there
I'm
centipedes there,
definitely
though?
still jealous. I need to go visit Derry at some point.
Gollum.
We'll just have like a massive
We can go
BookTube
and
trip
go to Andrews.
hey
to New
Diane.
Zealand.
He's fine with that, right?
I heard my name.
We're gonna skip you, Andrew. We're gonna go to New Zealand instead. With
You know what?
See Derry.
You enjoy paying for that plane ticket.
Yeah. Well, and good
oh,
luck.
yeah, man.
The visas are super hard to get in.
I don't have to visit you. Well worth the price. Well worth the price.
I can stop sending you pictures of my daughter.
Ooh, that was a low blow.
My heart. That would be the meanest thing anyone's ever done to me.
All right, I'll send you a couple right now.
Okay.
Well, finally she shows up. It was almost too late. This is Lily.
I
Yeah,
love
oh
how
my
cats
God.
have no concept of anyone's personal space but their own.
Yeah, I just ignore her until she lays in my lap.
Yeah, she needs half. We have a big sectional. She needs sometimes half of it for herself. And then just will look disgusted if you even look or consider sitting on the couch. But she has to climb like inside of your mouth. It's ridiculous. I hate her sometimes. She's wild.
Usually if I'm in a sitting position, like leaned back with lap available for more than 0.2 seconds, she is here.
Mhm.
So, but she saw all the other animals and was just judging us from over across the room.
Oh my gosh, Derry. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
BookTube tour to Hobbiton.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go, Layla.
I'm waiting.
He's another one who hasn't aged.
No.
Mhm.
Oh my god, look at hers.
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name.
Mr. Anderson.
I know
Yeah,
I can't
yeah, that's all I
see
can
him
ever
ever
hear.
without
Jewels of
thinking.
God, no Odyssey.
Ah, Sean Bean.
Yes.
There he
They should make a movie called Sean Bean Dies at the End.
is. Yeah. Oh wait, they made it.
Those compilations that show all of his death scenes. They're so good.
Oh, that's a really pretty horse.
The dapple.
Well, they don't talk about how Gimli is there with Balin, is it?
Yeah.
No, Balon's dead. He's in the tomb.
Who is it?
Gloin.
No, Balin's in his tomb.
Gloin, his
Balon.
Glowing. He's with his dad?
He was
Glowing?
with his dad.
Yeah.
Glowing. Yeah.
Or glowing.
Glowing, yeah, depending on how you...
glowing. But Balin's in his tomb because Balin is in Moria.
Oh, you're
Balin's
right.
tomb.
You're right.
Dwalin died probably a lot earlier fighting something bigger than himself.
I kind of, so does it say, or do we have a reference point for how, like, when that whole big mess at Moria happened in compared to this?
It's like
that's already been done, right?
they talk about
Yes.
in the books about Moria
Yes.
and the dwarves going to Moria. So it's been, because if there's 50 years between another 70 years. So it's probably been 20 to 30 years since the dwarves got back to Moria. So within that time frame, it's probably like Balin's probably been dead for 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Balin's tomb, and the body that's holding the book
Yeah.
is the young one.
Oh,
Oh,
The
yeah.
three,
yes.
Dang
Not
it.
Feeling Keelier, the
Keely or Keely?
No.
No, it's
No. The three, not Biffer Bobber Bobber, the other three that have the
Right.
same name.
Llewyn, Owen, Balin.
I'm looking at the cast. Hold on.
The
The young one, the monk.
monk. Yes. Oh yeah.
He's his scribe.
I thought Feeling Keelier were the youngest.
They were, but they died at the Battle of the Five Armies
Right.
with their.
So then the
uncle.
youngest is now
Yes.
the one who's there. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Ori.
I was joking. I said spoiler
Yes.
alert.
Yes.
Ori,
Ori.
Nori. So
Dory.
Ori is the little one, and he's who's holding. So they based his costume on the scribe that's holding the book.
I have to say, I did think that the dwarves were cast very well. I will
Yes.
say that.
And they brought them each into their own
Yes.
character
Yeah,
and their
there's
own
different colored
story.
cloaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Biffer is my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I loved Wallen.
Dwalin's pretty great. Biffer's the one with the hat that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I think with the one with the axe in his head. That's
No. This one. That's
I
both.
will say they made Aragorn a lot more cagey in the movie about being the king.
Mm,
In the book, he's like, "No, I'm Aragorn. I'm the king."
Yeah.
Well, but he doesn't admit it until the Council of Elrond. That is true in the book.
Yeah, but
He's still-
this interaction with Boromir doesn't happen.
Boromir. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they make him a lot more reluctant almost.
mhm.
Yeah.
Still sharp.
Whoops.
Well, you shouldn't pick up a sword and run it on your finger. Is that sharp?
That's how you get hepatitis.
It's like if the elves are going to have a museum, they aren't going to put things in
No
glass
disrespect.
cases because they don't need to.
Although I will say one of the worst reforging scenes ever. Like that's not how you join metal back together.
Maybe it was
Right, by
magic.
just putting them
magic.
together. Yeah, no.
They would have to completely break it, stack it, draw
Yeah.
it back out.
Right.
Yeah.
Not
Have
if
you
they're
seen,
elves.
On Netflix, have you seen the Forged in Fire? That show.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Well, there's also another YouTube one where it was Man at Arms Reforged.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man at Arms is good, yeah.
Back in the day when it was the full crew still, because they split and had back drama, but they did an Enduro, and they showed like tempering, like they shattered it with a hammer because they didn't temper it, and they were like, yeah, this is why this would never work and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And they did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Strider, Aragorn. That was a good dog. So Diane's talking about their first Newfie was named Aragorn, who was a Newfie lab next. Diane's my aunt,
Yes.
and he was an incredibly smart dog.
Come here.
I love how the buildings look like candles, like the way they're lit
Yeah.
here. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I love
Oh.
There's a kitty.
This is Skittles. Skittles is mad.
Oh, there
Skittles
he
is
is.
glaring at me.
Skittles.
Be free.
Skittles is a
Don't
good
poop on
name.
my floor.
I love Elvish.
hmm
That's what litter boxes are for.
I learned a little bit of it in college. I don't remember most of it
Yeah.
now.
Her sleight of hand in this scene is pretty impressive.
What sleight of hand?
It's on her
Getting-
chest.
and
He's
then it's
caressing
suddenly
it,
gone.
and then bam, she puts it in his hand.
She's Elvish.
Uh-huh. Well, quarter elvish. Or 3/4 elvish.
She is?
Elrond's a half elf.
What?
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Oh yeah, I do remember
I
that.
did not remember that.
Yeah.
So he should know better than turning her away from her human. But that was an
Yeah,
Yeah,
impressive.
but he was given a
Thoughts
choice.
all over again now.
He and his brother were given a choice, and he chose
chose
to be elf, and his
Yeah.
brother chose human. Isn't that where the Numenorians come from?
Is that?
that I don't know.
Yeah.
I really need to reread. It's been so long.
my lore is a bit rusty, but I think Numenor. No, is Elrond descended from Numenor, or was Numenor his brother? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
You know, it's not that your lore is rusty, Andrew. You just have 500 additional books now in there
Yes.
this year.
I've got more than 500 in there.
No. What did you do last year?
2-something.
280 something.
No,
210.
yeah, 210.
210. Gosh. What's
I
your
wrote-
goal for this year?
I'm already at 22 this year.
I'm at 12.
Yeah. I give it 5.
So is everybody ready to post the line in the chat at once? We're
Yes.
almost there.
Oh, I'm at 28.
Wow.
Oh, Derek
I'll
says
catch up
yes,
to you.
Andrew. It is where Numenorians come from.
And not simply just post the line.
Yep.
Oh,
Nice.
Interesting.
Score 1 for Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm not even that much of a Tolkien like lore dude. Like, it
How
surprises
do
me
you
ever.
guys read that much? I don't understand.
And keep
I
it
mean,
straight.
Andrew has Unhuman, but I'm picking my pace up.
My goal is 100 this year, but I'm homeschooling and counting all the books I read to my kids. So.
Oh, my goal is 50 and I'll
Still
blow
counts.
past it, but I didn't want to
Kids' books
stress
still
myself.
Yeah.
In fairness, if I wasn't writing a book at the same time, I would be reading a lot more.
Exactly.
So-
See? Priorities.
I
Right.
have very few hobbies
His
and lead a
audacity.
very boring life,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
reading is a big part.
Ugh,
Is this a recording?
Boromir.
The black speech?
Yeah, the black. No, you're not allowed to speak that speech.
I like that they show that it like physically hurts the elves to hear it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they talk in the appendices about how the ring, the music behind it, when it calls to each person, is different. So it's like a call of power to Boromir, and it's different to each person.
Yeah, it appeals
The door
based
is just
on that person's
gold, gold,
weaknesses.
gold, 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 gold.
Oh, across the face. Whoosh.
Gandalf is so done with this man.
I know, he's like Boromir's
like
yeah.
sit down.
How do you think he felt when Boromir's like, I'm gonna come with you? He's like, oh, great.
Great
This guy,
problem child.
Yes. Where's your brother?
I mean, I will say the redemption arc
Yes.
is amazing, but
Yeah.
overall, can't stand Boromir.
Well, and this is the first movie I saw where he died, where Sean Bean died. I didn't know that was a thing. And so I was surprised. Sorry, spoilers, everybody.
Patricia,
I know.
he
We're
dies.
we're talking
We're
in the
doing
middle of
so
a movie,
good,
which
I
we're
know.
not allowed to do.
Which
I think
we're not
people will
allowed
know
to do.
this.
I know. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh,
It's Rivendell. We're in Rivendell now.
My headphone just said forward and then.
I mean, I will say, Derry, I'm sorry to hear that, but that, I mean,
I
24
skipped a
books
little.
already is still amazing. That's really a lot of reading. So I'm very impressed.
somehow ours skipped a little, so we're at the end of disc one very slowly.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Why
they're
we only
still
have
talking
like
about-
5 minutes left.
yeah.
I was just saying, I know it's close. It somehow fast forwarded, so
Boromir is sulking.
Yeah. Nobody ever wants to listen to me.
Nobody takes me seriously,
Yeah.
except my dad.
Exactly. My dad made me come.
I love Gimli's face when he
Oh,
falls.
Gimli, do it.
Migraine.
Frodo's got a migraine.
Yep, instant migraine.
Well, and how the art is different for each, for the elves versus the
Mhm.
Gondorians.
That was something in the Rings of Power that they absolutely failed at. Was like everything was so distinct in these,
right.
and Rings of Power, like they kind of tried, but it didn't work.
I didn't watch Rings of Power. I watched 5 minutes.
I've
That's
seen
okay,
the
you're
whole
not
season.
missing
You're
out.
not missing anything. Oh, really, Derry? Huh.
I
Interesting.
think you're right. Yeah.
Frodo's like, I
Man.
don't know, that guy just won't talk to me.
Yeah.
kind of stuck up.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Sarah. I'm only at 12, so we'll get there.
Exactly. Priority, Sarah.
Mhm.
Well, and all of us have kids, so somehow we're doing this with kids. So,
Mhm.
parents out there, you can do it. Have fun.
Yeah,
Well,
because
isn't-
even like the braids in Legolas's hair versus the braids in Gimli's beard are different
Right.
braids.
Right.
Like it's so
Yeah.
detailed.
Yeah. Well, and the costumes and the
Mhm.
embroidery work.
Well, it's impressive too. The elves, their braids are just like 3-strand braids. They have all the time in the world because they're immortal. And the dwarves who have stubby fingers but can do jewelry have like 7-strand braids because they're willing to take the time to braid it right.
Mhm.
It's not worth doing. Don't do it.
Oh, Frodo. Oh, Gandalf's face.
God, it's good friggin' acting.
I do not know the way.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I love how they all suddenly soften when they're like realizing.
That he's basically like admitting he'll sacrifice himself for this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
The swagger on Aragorn is a bit much.
The swag.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
His hips, like, are over
My
here.
hair dryer.
Why are you watching his
Can't
hips?
process the courtyard.
He straight up like Waddle walks up to Frodo.
Hey, the hips don't lie.
Here you come.
What is that from?
I'll go.
Please don't tell me you're gonna come. Please don't tell me.
It's like, you can stay here. That's fine.
Just yeah.
Stay here.
I'm going to
Be
come
ready.
too.
Sam. Of course, Sam is coming. There they are.
What line are we looking for?
Oh, I think we missed it. The one ring
yeah.
to. Yeah.
No, I was talking one.
Where are we
Translated
going?
it.
Walk. into-
Oh, where are we going? This one? Oh, you're just waiting for the last line.
Thing.
Quest thing.
We're sitting watching the title screen because it would not let me rewind.
Oh.
Oh.
So I don't know what happens. But I mean, I know what happens. I don't know what happened to fast forward it all of a sudden.
A ring.
Here we go. Where are we going?
And now
Where are we going?
Yeah, Pippin.
Yay!
Mary's like, have you not been paying attention this whole movie?
Mary's like, I can't take you anywhere. Mary and Pippin are such an old married couple. I love it so much.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. That was so much fun.
Yes.
It's been so long since
We would keep watching, but we're going to tomorrow night.
Yes. And I know it's really late for like Wizard. He's on the East Coast, so
But
Yeah,
we'll
it's,
be-
Oh my
it's
goodness.
approaching midnight.
yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for staying up late with us.
we appreciate it. Tomorrow we're going to finish Fellowship.
Fellowship.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
Get
we'll
some
continue.
good action tomorrow. I'm just
continue
excited.
on. Yes.
And then
Somebody's gonna die.
Shh.
I mean,
Spoilers.
I didn't spoil it. I just- somebody's going to die.
Awesome. So, real quick, if you haven't yet, make sure that you enter the giveaway for our books by saying one ring to rule them all in the live chat if you joined us tonight.
Quotation.
And then one ring to rule them all, right? Because it's a quote.
one
In
ring.
quotations.
One ring to take them all in the darkness behind them.
Yes. And then you'll be entered to win either print, ebook, or audiobook. Ebook and audiobook are open to everybody, anywhere. And then print is only available in the US at this time. But make sure, yes. Thank you, Derry. So glad you guys all joined us. Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun. So
I gotta go read more Heliotrope.
Oh,
Awesome.
Speaking of Palmer, who's in the chat.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh.
I love Palmer. Palmer's amazing.
Palmer is
Excellent.
awesome. Shout out Palmer.
Excellent. Awesome. I'm trying to get
Sarah, it's 9 Central Time, 8 Mountain Time, 10.
Yep.
Yes, tomorrow will be, so 7, 8, 9, 10, depending on where you are in the US. So 8 o'clock Mountain Time. And we'll do the same thing. We'll get on and we'll see who's on with us. And then Anita, glad you popped in.
I need to roll them all.
Yep.
Same time.
Do all the read-alongs.
I'm taking you.
Yeah.
Too many buddy reads.
That's actually not
So,
bad, Barry.
be sure that you subscribe to everybody's channels. They
Yes.
should all be down in the
Description.
links below.
Yep.
But go find them and hear about all these amazing books that they're all reading. And give them a follow.
Cool.
So we'll see you all tomorrow, 3 p.m. New Zealand time.
And
Thank
Saturday,
you for
too.
joining
Yes.
us, Derry. That's awesome. Middle of the day. Yes.
Middle Earth. In the middle of
Middle
the day.
Earth, and middle of the day.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.